2025 may confirm massive stimulus and accompanying stimulus checks. We are certainly off to a very interesting start so far with a lot of huge changes. There's massive disruption out there, and we are knocking on the door of a major recession here in the United States as well as globally. This is something we want to watch very, very closely because with everything that we're seeing right now, the implementation of massive tariffs, they're on, they're off, they're on, they're off, they're up, they're down, they're going away, all these different things like this, it's causing massive uncertainty, and we are seeing this reflected in a lot of the data that's coming out. Now, I want to talk about that here in this video, as well as if you are in the camp of the millions and millions and millions of people out there who are wondering, when are we going to get some type of financial relief? When are we going to get a stimulus? When are we going to get stimulus packages, stimulus checks, whatever it happens to be? These are all really good questions. Now, this is super interesting because based on everything that we are seeing right now, with the implementation of all these tariffs that we've been seeing coming out, coming on, coming off, whatever it happens to be, there are big banks out there right now suggesting whether the tariffs stay or whether they go, we are pretty much locking in to a recession a little bit later this year. Now, here we are still in the first half of the year as I film this video right now. So if you're watching this video in, say, July, September, October, something like that, I'm filming this video in the first half of 2025. As of right now, these big banks are coming out suggesting we absolutely 100%, regardless of what happens with all the tariffs, whether they stay or whether they are completely 100% repealed, we are locking in a recession later on this year. Now, I want to talk about that as well because this is interesting. And as you've heard me say so many times before in other videos over the last couple of years, the distribution of stimulus or stimulus checks is 100% predicated on recession and the overall economy, economic contraction, the health of the overall economy, an economic recession, whatever it happens to be. Now, here's the super interesting part about this. The only way out of this situation that we are in right now, literally the only way out, is by stimulating. Literally the only way out, okay? Now, I know that sounds super weird, like, aren't there other options? There's no other options. We've blown all of our money. We have no firepower left. That's the problem with this economy. Over the last few years here, basically all of the extra money or any reserves that people have had, which, by the way, back in, I think it was August of 2021, we had something like 2.2 or something like that trillion dollars in savings. Us collectively, the people, we the people of this country, we collectively had over $2 trillion in savings just a couple years ago. Here's the point. During that time, we were not going to see a stimulus at that point a few years ago simply because we had way too much money. Well, over the last several years here, we've had all that money siphoned away. We don't have any money left. Nobody has any more firepower. We consumers are out of money. Businesses are out of money. They're contracting. They're not coming up right now and spending a ton of money. The point is, the only way out of this is by massively stimulating. And as we fall into an economic contraction, we're already starting to see it in a lot of the data. We're seeing so much uncertainty, everything like that. And that's exactly what they're suggesting. Now, I want to point something else out. Some of these other big banks that are out there right now are suggesting we see a 5.3% unemployment rate soon. We're right now sitting in the low 4%. So if we see an increase of 1%, 1 full percent on the unemployment rate, sitting at, say, 5.3% is what they're predicting, you better believe there's going to be money flowing everywhere. That is not going to be good. Remember this much as well. The last factor that we see coming out that's actually impacted by recession, things like this, the most lagging indicator out there is the unemployment reports. The numbers that we get the first Friday of every month, it comes out. I talk about it. The job report, the non-farm payroll, the labor report, whatever you want to call it, that comes out the first Friday of every month. And here's the thing, that's a very important report. However, it's massively lagging. When we see that number ticking up, and if we go over 5%, we're going to see a ton of people massively scrambling. Well, that's exactly what these big banks are suggesting. In the fall, like so later on this year, September, October, November, December, something like that, around that range, basically, they're saying the second half, okay? They're saying, obviously, the later we get in the year, the likelihood of all this happening gets bigger and bigger. But basically, the second half of this year is when they're suggesting we will likely see this massive recession, okay? Now, is this a good or bad thing? It depends on how you look at it, okay? It's everybody's own personal preference. I'm not here to tell you what to think or what to believe, but I want to say this much. This will be a good thing overall. Even though recession's probably not like, the best thing, a lot of people have this negative connotation around recessions, but here's the thing. Like I said so many times here in this video so far, the only way out of the situation that we're in right now is with a recession and then by stimulating. That's literally the only way we're getting out of this. So we're pretty much locking this sucker in right here, right now. We've been waiting for something like this for a while. So that's the big thing. Now, here's what's also cool about this. We heard out of the president, I don't know, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whenever it happened to be, shortly after the Doge dividend. Remember this one, the $5,000 stimulus check or $5,000 Doge dividend? That proposal was introduced. The president was out literally like 48 hours later, not even, after it was introduced, and was talking about, yeah, we're thinking about this 20% profit share or dividend. He was endorsing the dividend. In other words, a stimulus check. He was literally endorsing it with that. My point is, we know that this president is good with this, even though a lot of people say, no, he doesn't want to do that. To this date, this current president has sent out more money in the form of stimulus checks than any other president ever. I know that sounds weird, like, no way. Yes, no, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Look it up. Back in 2020, $1,200 and $600, he sent out a total of $1,800. We've never received $1,800 worth of stimulus checks from any other president in the history of this country, ever, okay? So that's the thing, is he's sent out the biggest stimulus ever that we've ever seen. So my point is, he's very much, open to this. I don't want to say, like, I don't want to put words in his mouth at all, and I'm not. I'm just saying, with his actions and what he's said so far this year, he's certainly open to stimulus. And again, it's something that they have to do. In the event of an economic contraction or economic recession, they have to stimulate, because if they don't, it's a really bad situation, and it's just going to be a really bad thing. So anyway, this is where we're at right now, okay? So for those of you that are out there struggling financially, things like this, and looking for stimulus, I would say this much. The odds of stimulus checks this year in 2025 is very, very high. I'm not going to say guaranteed, because I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee anything. But I would say the likelihood of stimulus this year in 2025 is the highest that we've seen literally since 2021. Okay, that's my point. Okay, the last time we got stimulus was in April of March and April, I should say, of 2021, depending on which category you fell into. It was the $1,400 that went out to people in the middle of March and in early April of 2021, right? That was the last time we saw stimulus checks. However, since then until now, right now for sure, we have the highest likelihood of this happening because of the recession. That's the only thing. It's not because of, oh, we flipped a coin and we got heads finally. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's because of the overall health of the economy. This sucker is breaking down, and when it does, that is when stimulus is provided, okay? Now again, I'm not promising anything. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying, if we look at the actual objective data, we can clearly see economy slowing. When economy slows and goes into recession, we have stimulus provided, right? So what could it look like? Depends on how big and bad the recession gets. If all of these tariffs continue to stick, and if they continue to be around, we're going to see a massive contraction, and it's probably not going to happen all that long from now. So we're kind of in a very precarious place, a very uncertain place, and kind of an exciting place at the same time, because finally some people may get something here. And again, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying, based on what we're looking at right now, it's looking that way this year, right? And again, could we possibly see maybe somehow we turn this around and we maybe come out of this somehow? Maybe? Doubtful. Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful with that, just based on what we're seeing. And again, like I've said, the only way out of it at this point, we're kind of already locked in. It would be by stimulating. So they could either preemptively come in like soon and stimulate and possibly do something to avoid the major crash, or they just let it ride, and then all of a sudden we just fall right off of a cliff, and then whoops, there we go, and then we need to basically come in and stimulate even more, more massively than that. But here's the thing as well. And do you think maybe the president is looking for something like this? And again, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, he's doing this or that, and I'm not taking political sides in any way, shape, or form, but do you think it would look good? Right now, I'm going to be honest with you, it probably doesn't look very good for the administration, okay? Just based on what you're seeing, based on the headlines out there, I'm just saying, the headlines don't look very good. And again, whether that's reality or not, I'm just saying. However, would it look good for the current administration if all of a sudden we get massive stimulus and the economy, the markets, and everything go absolutely nuts, and boom, over the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. Would it look like a huge win for the administration? Yeah, absolutely it would, right? So that's kind of my point here is short-term pain, which is what they told us last year. We knew this was coming. This is no shock whatsoever. They told us last year before we even got to 2025, get ready. It's going to hurt. It's going to be ugly for a while, but it's all in the name of long-term gain, as in a booming economy. So we'll see. We're still in the pain part right now, but that could be changing here soonish, okay? I'll keep you posted on all this very interesting things that are happening right now, and I'll continue to keep you posted with everything going on. Now, let me ask a big question. Are you turning 65? Are you retiring? Are you moving across state lines or county lines? Are you on a Medicare supplement or Medigap plan? Here's the thing. If you're turning 65 or you're retiring, either of those two at all this year in 2025, you see the phone number there on your screen. Call that number. It'll save you a massive, massive headache. That phone number will connect you with a dedicated Medicare team of trusted advisors who will help look through your situation and find you the best plans for you and your situation. With your initial enrollment into Medicare, they'll find you the best Medicare supplement or Medigap plan, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage if you want to take that route. That's an option too. But they will find you the best options for you and your personal needs, so you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices or the clinics that you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They'll find you the best plan with the best coverages and the best pricing for you and your personal situation. Everybody's situation is very, very different. So again, a dedicated team of trusted advisors with that phone number right there. Again, it's 100% for free. Well over 1,000 of you here in this community have already connected with them. A lot of you saving a boatload of money. I've seen your comments. I've seen the emails. I've seen in the chat box on live streams, many people reaching out. It's absolutely incredible to see the savings that people are having. So if you're, if you're turning 65 or you're retiring, even if it is later this year, if you're retiring or turning 65 next week, next month, or in 6 months from now, call them right away. Establish that communication. Talk to them. They will help you as much as they possibly can. Again, it is 100% for free. Please save yourself a massive headache, a ton of confusion, a ton of frustration, and probably leading to inaction simply because trying to hack it out and navigate yourself is really tough, honestly. Not a fun situation. But when you call the team of dedicated, trusted advisors there, again, with the phone number there on your screen, they will help you through this process. They will save you a massive headache. They'll save you a ton of time, and they will help you through this process, get you the best plan. A lot of you have already done this, and it's so awesome to see how many people here in this community are getting that necessary help. So again, feel free to give them a call, write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. Give them a call right away. Just establish the communication. 5-minute, 10-minute, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call is certainly going to be worth your time to make that call, okay? Anyway, let me ask you a huge favor. Who else do you know? Just think of 1, 2, or 3 people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, people that you maybe work with and are also retiring this year or any of the following turning 65 this year. Please share that phone number with them. Tell them to give them a call. Again, save yourself a massive headache. Give them a call. They will help you through all this. And again, when your friend, neighbor, acquaintance, sibling, coworker, somebody like that gives them a call and saves themselves a massive headache, you get to be the hero behind that and be like, yeah, I gave you that number. Yeah, you like that, right? You'll be super happy and excited. Anyway, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Otherwise, again, please share this video as well. Big share button right down below. Otherwise, if you're new here or if you've not done so yet, please subscribe as well. 100% free with the big subscribe button down below. Otherwise, check out the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library. Down below in the description, I've hand selected some very popular videos for you there. Check those out. Otherwise, right now, popping up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, please have a nice day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope I can see you again soon in the next video or in the next live stream. Until next